Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lineup. Special guest here in the studio, but first our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and a hard-working crew up there in Southport taking care of our everyday air conditioning needs, which we need today because it's going to be about 88 here on the coast and then 90s inland. Low's going to be 78, and the water temperature dropped 1 degree off the end of the pier, so that's the first drop we've seen in a good while. And again, there's nothing major going to happen. It's just sort of one of those little cool streams coming through. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. On the outdoors with Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola Bluntstown this morning is reading right at 9 foot, and it's going up. The river's been high now a couple of weeks, and it's just staying up high in all this rain. And look down at Choctawhatchee though. Choctawhatchee at Caryville is 8.5 and still going up. It's just a lot of water over that way from the rains we've been having the last couple of days. I know we've had some regional flooding and all in the streets and all. It's just when it comes down that fast, some of our drainage systems can't handle it. So just be careful out there and don't try to go through those holes unless you got a big old truck like we do. But if you got a small car, don't try to go through some of those wet spots. Wind's going to be coming out of the northeast at about 5. It's going to be strong tides again today. It's brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at today is August the 5th. And it's going to be low at 6:38 tonight, so it's going out strong. Really good tides in the next couple of days. Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Welcome back, and look who showed up this morning. Lieutenant Captain.
There you go. The Stan's fine.
Stan Kirkland. We just call him Stan Kirkland. How many years you have with FWC?
Well, I had 38 and a half with GFC FWC. I had 3 more years of state service, but I had 41 and a half years, and people couldn't have been any better to me. This is a great place to work, and I love the people with Fish and Wildlife, and you know, the merger happened, and all those Marine people came over. They were wonderful. I mean, to the person, they were just great. We got along good. Yeah,
a lot of people don't know that story. The newer viewers and all, how the Game and Fish Commission merged with the Florida Marine Patrol. Right. And made FWC. And,
some people told me that was going to be a shotgun wedding.
that was interesting.
But it was an interesting time. Yeah. It was back in '98, and we had it just was. The agency leadership embraced it, and it was great. It just couldn't have gone any better, and I still, all those guys and gals, they're still friends, and I miss the people.
Yeah, always good to have good folks like that.
Oh yeah, they were good folks and all.
Well, so he's giving you a little bit more time to hunt and fish, though, now you're retired.
Yeah, well, you know, you can only do so much of that, particularly in the heat of the summer, but. You know, my mom is 94 and a half and lives in Jackson County, so I try to go up once a week. I'll probably go up tomorrow and see her, and I take care of her place. She's got 2 acres, so it's a lot to take care of. Yeah. And I go up there once a week, and then here I've got things that I do still score for Boone and Crockett and Pope and Young. I still do that. Good. And then I've got some neighbors. I try to help take care of their place for them in the community. So anyway, people that need a little help. So
there's always a lot of stuff to do. We just can't get around all of it.
There is, and about once a year I end up going hiking up on the Appalachian Trail with a group of buddies, and we'll go for 3 or 4 days, and we don't overdo it. The last time I think we only stayed 2 days. We were supposed to stay 4, but we just threw in the towel after 2 days and came off.
Are y'all doing a segment at a time, or y'all go to the same place? Just segment at a time.
Segment at a time. We've done other areas before, but we put everything in a backpack, and you go and you take your pack on your back, and you get to wherever you're going, you camp and get water.
I used to love to do that. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to love doing that.
I know.
How many miles y'all cover in a day?
Well, The most we've ever done, I think, is 16.
Woo.
Wait a minute. However, that was, we had a poor planning.
You got to be going downhill too.
Well, that was poor planning, trust me. The person who did that, it was taken away from them, the planning part. So
That's a lot.
yeah, no, normally about 8.
Yeah.
But 16 U.S. the most, but that like killed us all being from
my
Florida.
goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that
my
was
goodness.
the first day.
Yeah.
But we normally do about 6 or 8 miles, and then we'll, we camp, and everything's good. So
It's a lot of fun and all.
it is.
Are y'all done all of Georgia?
Well, we've done Georgia. Now, I still have got a little section like 5 miles over what's called Blood Mountain in Georgia.
Yeah, that's steep.
It is steep.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. I got to go back and catch that sometime.
They call it Blood Mountain because you fall.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
It is
really-
tough.
Yeah.
And then, on into Tennessee, through the Smokies,
Yeah.
right on up into West Virginia. We've done that section called Penmar, where you start at the Pennsylvania-Maryland line and come back to West Virginia, Harper's Ferry.
Yes.
That was it was 42 miles. I'll never forget it. But that was a
Now
great
I haven't
area.
been in that area. How's that section?
It's rocky.
Is it
Rocky.
Okay.
It's tough.
Oh, okay.
I hate to say it, but I didn't wear the right kind of socks the first time we went hiking up there, and I developed blisters on the first day, and I had to walk 4 more days on horrible blisters, and I made it. But I'll tell you something, I wouldn't recommend it. You need to talk to somebody that's been before and find out, the kind of things you need. Socks that will wick moisture off your feet. I didn't have that, and so I learned. You learn through dumb experiences.
Well, exactly, and what you're doing, you learn by experience, and also it's the little things that we just take for granted, like the socks or the little bit of, make sure you have enough heat to cook with. Those little things.
And the things like rain, you get in a rain shower, and it can be like yesterday or day before yesterday when we had these torrential rains here. Well, you're out in the middle of the woods and it's raining. I've been where it's been lightning, and the last thing you want to do is go up. You want to go down and stay away from big trees if you can. Just stuff that you learn.
Before when we got married, she and I and Gail up there, but Wynn and I went on one, just the two of us, about a 2-night excursion and all, and it was bear infested. But it rained like a day and a half. She was in a poncho. I felt so sorry. We were struggling. But she just wanted to be with us one last time and all. It was just special. But you don't go in there and dry off like you had a house and all. You just stay wet. So. We didn't listen. We didn't come here talking about. We didn't even talk about backpacking, but we start talking about it. It's a lot of fun, and I'd encourage people to do it.
It's great, and if you've never done it, you need to try it one time.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about what Stan came on for. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Now, this is Stan Kirkland, okay? We came on the show to talk about this poster right here. Check this out. We know what's coming up. This is National Wild Turkey Federation and Hunting Heritage Banquet. We've been talking about it on the show. And Stan, tell us about it.
Winston, thanks for mentioning it. The National Wild Turkey Federation Banquet, our local chapter, the Bay County Longbeards, our banquet's coming up on August the 13th, and we still have some tickets if you want to go. I think we've sold about roughly 20 tables so far to various groups, and you can you can sit with your buddies, or you can if you want to buy a table, but or you can sit individually. But we encourage people to come. It's our fundraiser. We've probably raised somewhere between, I guess, $250,000 and $300,000 over the last 5 or 6 years for the Turkey Federation. All that money goes to them. We don't keep it, and it goes for turkey management, turkey research. We benefit from it by having wild turkeys here in Florida. Even though I like to hunt, and others, like to hunt, it's not about hunting. It's about putting wild turkeys on the ground, or having wild turkeys on the ground here in our great state.
And our population has increased here. I know you've seen from way back.
Yeah, the wild turkey population has increased generally in Florida now. there is a research project going right now, though, because turkey numbers apparently are declining in some southern states. Alabama, Georgia, I've heard South Carolina. I don't know about north from there. North Carolina, I'm not sure about. But there's a research project going, and a real well-known researcher is leading a project, and there's some money being directed to that to try to figure out the reasons. People are theorizing it's everything from coyotes to, to bobcats to rain to, whatever. I don't know what the reason is, but in Florida, our numbers seem to be holding their own pretty well.
That's why we talk so much about habitat, about
it is
having them a place to be.
Right.
We're blessed here in the Florida Panhandle with the military installations, the national forest, and all these areas that we have natural places. And then the leases, the guys and girls that have these leases, they take care of their land too.
Right, and burning, even though it scares people to death, the idea of doing controlled burning is one of the best things that you can do to keep woodlands set back in terms of keeping the overstory down. But the banquet is coming up. We've got all kinds of firearms that'll be auctioned off there. Won't be able to take them home with you that night because you got to go through that federal process for a background check. But you can get you'll be able to pick your gun up after the banquet. But we've got everything from artwork to you name it that will be there. I've even one of the things that I made that I think is going to be auctioned off is this is called a wing bone turkey Yelper, and it's the kind that old timers used 150 years ago. And these bones, there's 3 bones here of different sizes, came from the wing of a bird from Wakulla County, actually.
Yeah, I know where it came from.
And well, keep that yourself. But anyway, we've got a mutual friend over there, and y'all don't hit up Winston for that friend if you're looking for a place to go. But anyway. This is the kind that they used to use, though, years and years ago. And anyway, I enjoy making them, and I do a few for friends.
Who taught you how to make those? How'd you learn how to make that?
I YouTubed it.
Did you really? So many people learn stuff off YouTube now.
Sure.
How to clean scallops and all. I don't need to tell people anymore.
That's right.
You go to YouTube and find it out.
That's correct. So, there's a guy actually in Tennessee. He goes by the name Catman. And the first time and he's got a little wispy beard, but he turkey hunts. And I got to following him, and I subscribed to his channel. And he loves to turkey hunt. He hunts by himself. And I started following him. And one day, and this is what he uses. He does have a slate and a peg, but he will use the wing bone call. And you wouldn't believe the success. He kills birds every year. I think they've got a bag limit of 5. It may have been reduced to 3, but he is very, very good with it.
He's just real patient and just.
Oh yeah. But he uses it, and of course to blow on it, I won't do it right now. But to blow on it, he imitates the hen, and of course during that time of the year, the gobblers are looking for hens, and they come in. But we're going to auction off, I hope, one of these that night. It's going to be in a shadow box. And it'll have a lanyard on it if you want to use it, or if you want to leave it in the shadow box. That'll be up to you. So, but anyway, but we've got some great things though that'll be offered up, and it's a fundraiser again for the National Wild Turkey Federation for Turkey Management Research.
And it'll be there at First Methodist Church downtown.
First Methodist Church downtown. Of course, we're encouraging people to, if you have concerns about COVID, wear a mask. We're going to have hand sanitizer. We're going to even have masks there. But bring your mask if you've got one, and so we've got great food. Jim Fulton is the chef at First United, and he is world renowned. He is good. Jim, he cooks Boston, but he I don't know how he does it, but it is some of the best that people tell me the food is good. They enjoy the food. They really do.
And the fellowship is always good. You're around a lot of like-minded people who love the outdoors. And
that's right.
And it's good. We're looking forward to it.
It's a non-alcoholic event, of course, and just come down, and we hope people will either give Ken, or you can get a hold of me through you, Winston, if they want to. But we'd love to get them fixed up.
We'll show his number one more time, and okay, there's Ken's number, 832-0718. give them a call there.
Right, and we should be out of there by 9 to 9:30, I would guess, something like that, and we'll be done. So anyway, but we're looking forward to it.
All right, we'll take our final break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Here with our good friend Stan Kirkland. I've known him a long time, and had both his kids in my class, and one's a doctor now, one's happily married now. They're all grown.
The other two, the young
daughters
are married,
two daughters,
and our son remembers to this day. They remember your class because Winston in his outdoor education class, look at him grinning. He knows where I'm going to tell. They had to they had to come up with a project, and so our son Brandon decided to make a chest of drawers, and I said, "Good gosh, you picked something like and he did, and he still every time he moves, he's a doctor or a physician now, but every time he moves to somewhere else, that goes with him. That's something that he won't ever forget.
That's mission accomplished, bro. I want young people to make something with their hands that they could use, and a great example. Yep. Dr. Kirkland now still using what he made in his senior year in high school.
And then he had them teaching them how to throw a cast net. And how many kids today get that? And they came home, and they can throw a net better than I can, but you had plastic fish you put out, and they had to be able to throw this net over the fish to pass.
Yeah, they had like 10 fish. They get 10 points for each fish. So, everybody won 100. Some of them get 80 or 90. Let me do it again. So, yeah, wonderful days and all. We got to keep doing that kind of stuff.
I agree with you.
Oh, okay, look. He brought me a gift this morning. This is an oyster shell. I want to show you the size of it. Now, look, this is an oyster shell. And then on the inside is a painting. I've got a picture of it here. This is a painting. Stan, tell us about this oyster shell you gave to me as a gift.
Well, I don't know a whole lot other than it was a gift, and I didn't need to keep it. I wanted you to have it, Winston. It's a boat that was a lady painted on it must be a 8 or 9 inch oyster shell at least. Can you imagine the size of the oyster that came out of that?
But you would go to oyster bar, you wouldn't have to order a dozen because you have a dozen.
You have one.
Have a dozen. All.
But that's one oyster, and it was painted in 1983. And like I say, it was. I just thought it was something that you would enjoy.
We're going to put it up right back here on our shelf.
Good deal.
We love these handmade things. They're natural and all. This is cool. So thank you. Speaking of handmade things,
I brought something. I probably should have made a picture of it before we use it on the air. But this is a lure that's made by a local guy, and I think you have some lures available on your.
We've interviewed Mike Edwards.
Mike Edwards, and Mr. Mike, as I call him, he has the God-given ability to make fishing lures. And he does such a good job with them. He brought me this one the other day. I've got another one of his. I wouldn't take anything for it. I don't know, from all the time that he has in these lures, I bet he'd have to charge $100 a piece.
Well, he should charge $100.
But I know he doesn't. But what I'm saying is, he does such a good job.
We're going to.
He's incredible.
It's amazing the craftsmanship he puts into it, and the time he takes it, and the talent, God-given talent he has. And we've got them listed now. We're putting them in our Panhandle Outdoor shop with our shirts and caps and all.
Good.
They're listed in there now.
Good.
And we're going to. It's just a basic selection right now, but we just want to have the opportunity to offer it because how many times you get a handmade lure from a local person?
A local person.
Yeah. He just and he's giving me.
He's always looking for different kind of woods. I talked to him the other day, and he showed me some different woods. And
cypress roots.
Cypress. He's got, I think Tupelo.
Tupelo.
He's worked with balsa wood, but balsa wood's too light, I think. But he's looked at different kind of woods things, and he uses a Dremel, and he carves, and he puts BBs in these things, and then seals them, and then paints them, and lacquer, and all of this. I just don't know how he does it.
We had a great interview with him and a video with him about a month or two ago to try to introduce people, let them show how much time he puts into it. And he's given me, over the years, he's given me several, and I won't fish with them. I collect them. I said, these too nice. He gets mad because I don't fish with them. I said, these too nice to fish with. But I'm gonna fish with a couple of them, Mike. But I'm glad.
He's a good fisherman.
He's an excellent fisherman.
If you want to talk, if there's a brim or a shell cracker somewhere and he goes after him, that fish better run for
Now his
cover.
dad had a place, an old fish camp down, I want either Howard Creek or Bryant's Landing. I can't remember where, but he grew up going down there a lot and learning how to fish. That's where he had appreciation of, of the roots and all, the Tupelo and everything down there. So he's good. He
showed me some photos of some fish he's caught. Particularly loves to go to the Chattahoochee, but he goes to Howard's Creek area. And he knows when to go. He knows what water to look for. And it's just a science. That and he knows when the conditions are right. I think he's a construction. He owns his own construction business, but he puts all that work aside and runs to the river.
And he does go to Chattahoochee a lot more, and it's simple because he lived there in Lynn Haven. You know, where we all live in that area. It's a lot shorter just run over there to Chattahoochee than it is all the way down there, and a lot of us do that. So I admire his workmanship. So I'm glad you brought one.
Yeah, that he is. He's quite good at it.
All right, we got about a minute or two left. We got a banquet next Friday night. What else?
I was going to mention too. We mentioned about the banquet, but Winston, this is a great time of year if you like to fish inland. And it's hot right now. You can't fish in the middle of the day on the coastal waters because it's just too hot. You can fish early, you can fish late, but it is brutal right now. If you get out at 10 or 11 or 12, it's tough. But if you like to fish, particularly at night, get you the biggest jitterbug they make. And I grew up fishing this way, and it still works. I haven't been in years, but you can take you can take a kayak or a light aluminum boat and put it in. You need a life jacket and a paddle, of course, and you're supposed to have a whistle with you. But you go out and you can fish that jitterbug at night. Dark of the night is the best time, but fishing some of these places.
That's a great advice. We haven't talked about it. That's a great idea and all. We have to come back on the show and talk more about that because we're about out of time. That's hard to believe. Thank you.
It's a good time to go.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Winston, for having me.
Thank you all so much for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership, appreciate our guests like Stan coming on. Y'all do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.